I followed some older kids in my neighborhood to what I thought they were going to burglarize a home.
This is Sean Khalifa describing the biggest mistake of his life.
I thought maybe I could go steal something from the house.
It was January 2004, and Sean was just a few days past his 15th birthday. He and a friend acted as lookouts while the other two boys went into the house, according to court documents.
And a few seconds later, the door opens, and the 18-year-old kid, Juan Pena, he grabs me by the shirt and pulls me in the house. And he's yelling. He's like, "Is this what you wanted to see? Is this what you wanted to see?" So I look over to where he's pointing, and Mr. Love is dead on his living room floor.
The two boys had savagely tortured and beat 77-year-old Hubert Love to death. Then they took his car and sped away. In the car, more violence. One of the young men shot his main accomplice in the head. Khalifa swears he had no idea his friends could commit such heinous acts, but he kept quiet. He now says it was because he feared for his own life after seeing one friend murder the other. However, he also takes responsibility for getting into that situation. Looking back, Khalifa admits he was a thief and ran with a bad crowd.
But I was very selfish at that time. At my 15-year-old self, I was clearly becoming a criminal in my neighborhood. Like, we're stealing, I was comfortable with stealing, and for me to be comfortable with the point of leaving Mr. Love on his floor, clearly something was wrong with me, and I had a criminal way of thinking.
Khalifa was convicted of first-degree murder, even though he had no prior knowledge of the killings and wasn't in the house when they were committed. He was sentenced to 25 years to life and spent 3 years in juvenile hall, then was transferred to Donovan State Prison in San Diego. He is serving this sentence because of California's felony murder rule, which allows a defendant to be charged with murder for a killing that happened during a dangerous felony, even if the defendant is not the killer.
If one participant goes off on his or her own and kills somebody, all participants are equally liable for first-degree murder under the felony murder rule.
Kate Chatfield is an advisor at the criminal justice advocacy organization, the Justice Collaborative. She says a new California law limited the rule. It says people can't be convicted of murder unless they were the actual killer, helped the killer, or, quote, acted with reckless indifference to human life. The new law says people sentenced under the felony murder rule can apply for resentencing.
SB 1437 is not just a get-out-of-jail-free card for people who are in prison. They have to petition the Superior Court in their county in which they were sentenced.
Chatfield says there isn't a good tracking system, but she estimates up to 800 people in California could be eligible for reduced sentences under the law. But the law has powerful opponents.
It essentially allows people to get away with murder.
San Diego District Attorney Summer Stephan is one of several California DAs who are opposing the new law in court. They say it violates the state's mandatory minimum sentencing and provides a loophole that savvy killers could exploit.
If they all wear masks and you can't determine who shot the gun, then all 3 or 4 or 2 will get away with murder.
But this doesn't describe what Khalifa did. He helped a robbery that turned into a murder. Stephan says there are other ways people like him can get reduced sentences.
Well, they could petition for resentencing if they truly had a lesser role.
She says San Diego is the first county to cut someone's sentence under the new law that took effect this year. Khalifa has asked the Riverside courts for a lesser sentence multiple times and has been denied. Tomorrow, we'll talk about what it has been like to grow from a boy into a man while behind bars. Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.